Welcome to Pastor's Corner. I am Pastor Kelly Milne from the Bridgewater New Church, and with me I have, well actually this is our thing, Reverend Dr. Donna Keene from the Elmwood New Church in Elmwood, East Bridgewater. And if you have not joined us before, we like to take many different topics and bring a pastoral twist or bring our thoughts to the topic. So today we thought it might be nice to talk about, I believe the title we chose was The Shrinking Church.
Yes.
And we were sitting at breakfast discussing what we were going to talk about. And we got on the topic of how attendance at church is diminishing, why it's diminishing, what's caused it. And it's not just the church.
No.
Lots of organizations and groups. I would say that when we were talking about this, you kind of came up with I don't even know what we were discussing before it that led into our church is getting smaller. But we do talk about that a lot.
Right.
How our attendance is down.
All churches are down.
I will say a number of organizations numbers are down. Why?
Well, my first response was because I blamed it on the 60s. And I said point blank, there were a bunch of hippies running around in San Francisco saying, all you need is love, which is not true. But there was a rebellion against the 50s, where after the Second World War, everybody came home, everybody went to church. Everybody got a job and stayed in that job for 40 years before they retired.
Right.
And everybody brought their kids to Sunday school, and there were no blue laws. I mean, there were blue laws, and nothing was open on Sunday except church.
Right.
And it was a way of building community. It was a way of being with family, making sure that everything that was happening had family, symptoms to it. And then the 60s happened, and I lived through them. And basically speaking, after that, there was no cohesiveness. They got rid of the blue laws. All the box stores opened. Everybody started doing their projects on Sunday rather than Saturday. And the kids were pretty much free to either go to church or not go to church. So over the years, I still blame the 60s, but I also think that culturally, we have moved from religion to spirituality. And an awful lot of people say, I don't have to go to church to be close to God. I can go into nature. I can study. I can meditate. I can do yoga. I can do all of these things, and my spirituality is enhanced. And I know that's true. Yes. So the question becomes, how is church, organized religion, relevant in today's culture? That's what I thought we could talk about.
Well, I think absolutely. I will add to what has contributed a big old 6 years ago when COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of moved things along. A lot of churches broke into social media, streaming services, Zoom, all of that. Not necessarily negative,
No?
because it kept people involved,
Connected.
connected.
Right.
But that's the other part of churches. And being spiritual is being part of a community. Do I think that you can be part of a community online? I just finished my master's degree online, except for 1 week that we needed to go to campus. So having done 90% of it online,
Yep.
I would have preferred in person. Because as much as you can do group work online, something's missing.
Yep.
Something's missing. I made very good friends with one of my classmates in particular, but I think that friendship would have gone deeper had we had been in person, and knowing the two of us, we would have had this great group of people that were connected.
Right.
So God does say that community is important in our faith,
Yeah.
in our journey. Can we fix it?
Well, I think there are churches who are fixing it by appealing to oftentimes younger people with very specific promises. If you do this, you will be saved.
Right.
Okay. And therefore, they gravitate toward that group of people where everybody feels saved, everybody feels connected, and they believe that they have the only true and right belief system. A lot of churches don't provide that. They ask people to think. They ask people to read the Bible. They ask people to come to a place in their lives where they have the ability to absorb and to understand and to think clearly. And then hopefully their spirituality takes place in relation to God. But I think that there are so many different ways and so many different religions. I'm talking now Muslims, the Jewish people, Christians, even the Oriental religions, Hinduism, all of the
Buddhism, all
Buddhism.
those, yeah.
Everything talks about relating to God. They may call God by a different name. That's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But somehow or other, it's the connectedness with the universal being that creates church
Right.
and religion. And again, I know people who go to the seashore to communicate with God.
Sure.
God love them. I'm sure God does. But it's not community.
Right.
And I just believe that when people walk into a church and sit in a pew and pray, sing, communicate, listen to something that's, stimulating their understanding of Scripture, and then in my church, having coffee hour and talking about it is sometimes the liveliest part of the whole experience.
Yeah.
But it gives people a chance to experience something together and then take something away from it.
Right.
And I just find that it can serve its purpose still. We just have to get that message out there that there's something that happens in church that may not happen in a yoga class.
Very true. Very true. I'm wondering if there'll be a shift back. I feel that so many things in our life kind of come back full circle. You know, where are we in that circle of a structured church service? You know, as pastors and ministers, we need to be a little flexible
Yes.
with, you know, what society's doing, what the world is doing, how cultures change,
Yeah.
you know, how our world is,
Yeah.
you know, and I would like to think that right now with the chaos in our world, that people might be searching.
I think so too.
And
I think so too.
And I think it's great if somebody wants to go take a walk in the woods, go to the ocean, sit there and just watch it. But there is something about church. There's something just about that community, because a lot of organizations, whether it's Kiwanis or the Masonic organizations or church, you're like-minded. You're there because you tend to think similarly.
Yes.
Similarly?
Yeah.
Okay, that was right. Yeah. I'm very thankful in my church that we started recording our services and then airing them, but now we're live. And I've started to have my phone, which is probably a no-no, while I'm doing my service, and I can see who's joining in,
Okay.
who's watching,
Yeah.
because then I try to interact a little bit more so that there are a number of my friends
Yeah.
who are watching,
Right.
and I know that they're getting something, and that
Yeah.
when I see them,
Yeah.
then we can have conversations.
Right.
So it's like a delayed community, but it's still happening.
Right.
And I think that's really important,
Yeah.
you know, because we just need that community and that, you know, that higher being that you're talking about, that we know it's there.
I like to tell stories.
You do.
when I preach. And I was at a luncheon the other day, and one of the members of that church came up to me and said, "Reverend Donna Keene, I quoted you at a Bible study group yesterday." I said, "Really?" "Yes, you told me not to always pay attention to what Jesus says, but what he does." He said, "You told me he leaves those disciples all the time to go away and pray
Yep,
and renew his spirituality
that's right.
so that he can be there for the disciples." And she said, "I've never forgotten that." And I thought to myself, wow, somebody remembered something I said. Oh, heavens, it must have been the Spirit that moved.
And now the Spirit is moving us to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Kindness. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed.
Would it be okay if I sat here?
I am beautiful, no matter
Is she
what they
serious?
say.
Whatever. New girl.
Bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. These words can't bring me down. So don't you bring
Reaching
me
out.
down
Pass it on.
today.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the brief commercial break. I'm not sure what it was. I'll have to watch. So we're talking about
Church.
church, the shrinking church, how things are diminishing. And yeah, I'm a fixer. I just want to fix everybody and fix everything. So I'm looking for ways to fix how to get people into church. But I think that inherently, think about our theology on this one, that we are good and that we're searching. As we were just talking about that higher power,
Yep.
that we are looking for that higher power. I think at some point, now I'm at least halfway through my life here, as long as I live to 100. We get to that point where we review our own mortality.
Yes.
And a lot of people, I think my age, might be seeing, okay, we're like 50s now, and what's coming? And you are older than I.
A little bit.
Not much. And I know that at least my father-in-law has asked me some really great questions. Is that why most of our churches are the older?
Oh, very definitely. Our mortality becomes much more in our face the older we get.
Sure.
Because if you're 5 years old and you go through 1 year, that's 20% of your life. If you're 50 years old and you go through 1 year, that's a little tiny slice of your life. And so as you get further along in the years, all of that starts to add up. And all of a sudden, for instance, my financial planner said, "Oh, you're good to 95." I went, "Oh, that's great," until I realized how close that might be.
It's not that close for you, but yeah.
No, but
sure.
it's just, I think it is more and more people are, at least in our denomination, a lot of people are going into chaplaincy in nursing homes because of the message we have about the afterlife.
Sure.
And the fact that people there are facing it.
Absolutely.
The transition
Yeah.
is almost imminent for them.
Right.
So
Right.
one of the things that I think we do very well in our churches is deal with how do you get into heaven, and when you get there, what's it going to be like?
Right. I know that one of my parishioners is going through something right now, and is actually asking me a lot of questions about hell. And we fortunately have a fantastic book
Called Heaven and Hell.
that I was looking up and wanted to get the right answer, even though I know, pretty sure what I know the answer is, but I just wanted to be able to reference.
Yeah.
And it's a different kind of pastoral duty. Instead of, oh, don't you just preach on Sunday? Isn't that all that you do? No. We take care of the whole person the whole time they're in their life, but I know we've kind of gotten away from the shrinking church, but
But it's part of what we're talking about.
It is part of what we're talking about. We're always focusing on, let's get the young people in. Let's get the young people. What if they're not the ones that,
Need us?
right? Our church has a thrift shop
Yes.
in Bridgewater. And we've had people come in saying, can I see your sanctuary? Can I see the church? Absolutely, come on in.
Sure.
Wow. Maybe I'll come to one of the services.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been told by previous ministers, all you have to do is get them in the door. And if it's right for them,
Right.
they're going to find it and they're going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't open this door to recruit people to come
No.
to church, obviously.
Right.
But if that's an added benefit, that somebody finds what they're looking for,
Yeah.
amen.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I've always believed that if somebody walks through the door into a church, they are looking for something.
Right.
And it may be that my church is what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
But it may be that my church is not what they're looking for, and I never see them again.
Right.
But that door has to be open.
Right.
And what the Spirit moves in myself as I preach, and I'm sure in you, but also it moves in the people who are sitting in the church and experiencing either the music or the prayers or the sermon
Right.
or whatever is important to them that day. And I don't have any clue as to what that might be on a given Sunday.
Oh, gosh, no.
I just do my job, which is to stand up in front of people and talk.
Right. But how many times after the sermon, oh, I needed that. Thank you so much. I'm like, okay, wasn't me.
No,
It was not me.
but it doesn't happen if they're not in the church.
That's true.
I mean, I don't walk around on the street preaching.
Not in Massachusetts.
No.
No.
But I mean, we're talking about God to people who don't want to listen.
Right.
We get who we get inside the doors.
We do.
And I'm more than happy to do this. I still have my service televised on Sunday morning,
Yes.
which we did in COVID and we've continued to do. And I've had people come up to me in a supermarket and say, "Oh, I like your service. I watch every Sunday morning."
Yeah.
I haven't got a clue who they are.
Right.
But somebody's getting something out of the message. That's what we do.
And sometimes we need those little reminders that, such as recording your service or streaming my service.
Or sitting here doing this.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, I've seen you. Go into CVS in East Bridgewater. Everybody, not everybody, but quite a few people say, "Oh, hey, I saw."
Yep. It's the way to get a message
Right.
that we both have churches. They're brick and mortar. They exist.
Right.
Whether you walk through the door or not. When I do my taping, I always say, I'm glad you're with us. If you can join us in our church, fine, but I'm just glad you're here right now.
Absolutely.
That's it. So I do think that we can turn it around because the message is there. And I think we've got a message that means something to a lot of people, especially a lot of older people.
We sure do. Yeah, I completely agree with that. As well as, as people are moving through their life and, you reminded me when you were saying that we just have to leave the door open. And that's part of somebody's journey.
Right.
If we just leave our door open, it may or may not be what they're looking for, but then they'll go to the next open door. and
I
find
had-
what they need.
I had a day where I was sitting in my office. This man came in the front door of my church. Is this a church? I said, yes, it is. I need to pray. And he went right up in front of the altar, hit his knees, and started praying. Okay. So I waited. About 10 minutes later, he came back. And I said, I'm very glad you were here. I said, may I ask, can I help? He said, my daughter is going through surgery today, and they don't know if she's going to make it. I had to talk to God. I said, hey, do you live around here? He said, no, I don't. I work down the street. I said, let me tell you, if you see my car out front, it means the door's open. If you need to do this again, please feel free. I said, and if you can give me your daughter's first name, I will pray for her.
Yeah.
And he hugged me. Now, if the church wasn't open,
Right.
he might have gone to a different church, but
Maybe.
at least we provide a service by simply having the church.
That's right.
And therefore, people can come when they need to. Not always when they want to, but when they need to.
Yeah. That's so true. So true. Encountering all of our community coming into the shop.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I say, people will ask questions or whatnot, even about the church or whatnot, and I'll say, well, actually, I'm the pastor here,
Mm-hmm.
and that does something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it flips a switch that says, oh, I can start talking
Right.
about what
different things.
I need. Yeah,
Right.
right, at that moment.
Or some people just back up and leave.
I have seen that too.
Afraid that we're going to proselytize. Yeah.
No, just come on in, do your
Yeah.
thing. So I find it hard to believe that we are already having to wrap up today.
Oh,
I know.
Can we come back?
We'll have to check with the powers that be, but I
Okay.
think we'll be here.
Okay.
This would be our 21st show.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be here for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know that we're reaching people here and in our churches and in
Yeah.
the community, and that's the most important thing. And
Yes, it is. And I think, too, something like this on television gives people a break from the news
Yeah,
and all the rest of the stuff
absolutely.
that's going on. Because there is a message,
There is.
you know?
There is. You just have to listen for it. Listen for it, take a break,
Right.
and take care of yourself.
Exactly.
And we'll be back next time.
Yay.
So join us.
Yes.
And I can't even tell you what we'll be chatting about, but
We
it'll
never
be
know.
something.
We never know.
So enjoy, and please take some time for yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Blessings.